carloads and all the different trips. That's all in that traffic report. And there's a management thing in there where we talk about how the deliveries are managed. They don't have the trucks beeping down the alley at 3 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. The analysis of the water, electricity, and all that stuff has only been looked at from a civil engineering level to determine where the ins and the outs are and how big they are currently. It's safe to say that we're going to have larger sewage pipes coming out, water coming in, and upgraded electrical service.
Okay, but at this point, that still has to be worked out.
It still has to be done. And to be honest, during this portion of the design process, you really don't start those negotiations until you're in the schematic design, just because it involves the expenditure of a whole lot of money on the public services side, and those guys
by us, not by the
somebody's spending a lot of money on time, and
right.
so you don't
I understand
want to
that. I understand that.
Too early.
Can you point to that? Where are the lounges and the bars located in this?
They're all in this building.
Okay, how many bars are we talking about?
2, maybe.
2 bars. Okay.
Which are extensions of the restaurant and the lobby.
Basically, what we're looking at doing in the basement of the church where we had the last meeting we had, down there is going to be a small restaurant, coffee bar, sort of dark, cozy kind of place. On the main sanctuary of the church, what we're looking at right now is, again, probably one side of the other is going to be a coffee bar or something like that, and then a restaurant on the balconies.
The community center, is that now in the church or is that in the hotel tower?
It's down here.
And what floor is that on?
It's on the basement level.
Basement level, okay. In the presentation, I didn't see an image from 18th Street heading up, from Belmont and 18th. You're going up, walk up halfway from that angle on 18th Street. Do you have one like that?
Yeah.
I have.
Oh yeah, that one I've seen. That's at 18th in Columbia.
Right
But further south on 18th, do you have any renderings further south, let's say from in front of Trist?
From in front of Trist?
Yeah, like in front of Trist on 18th Street looking.
You're not going to see it from there. You may see it from the other side of the street.
Right.
Where's that other picture? There's a picture in here. In the small packages back there, the last page, these are going to be hard to see. These, I think, this is from the front of Trist looking back across 18th Street.
Okay.
If you stand in where this photograph was taken and turn around and look, you won't see anything.
Okay.
We can have a look at putting the camera on the other side of the street. And
that would be helpful. That would be helpful. All right, one last question. I do want to get back to the housing project thing because there is, my understanding, and this is my understanding only, up until the hotel project took shape, literally, there was a housing project that met the spirit of the Reed Cook overlay. There was some affordable housing in it. There was some.
There wasn't just some.
There was a high-end.
There was a tremendous amount of affordable housing.
That's right, which is why we really liked that project, and it also was in scale with the community. It was 50 feet up. What happened to that? Because HPO is claiming that they did not nix that, although that's what my impression is, that HPO nixed it. Is that?
He was the architect, actually.
Okay.
And
well, basically,
can I start? So lead into him.
Sure.
So just so you know, originally, some people will remember, the plan was essentially an extension of the church. It looked like the church.
Right.
Okay. That was how we won the RFP with the church, because we were creating something that really memorialized their beautiful church and took advantage of it. They were really proud of that, and we were really proud. But guess what? Historic wants the new building to look really modern. They don't want it to look completely different. They didn't want it to look like a church. That was the first architect. That was the church's architect. That was Bernie Hintz. That was 2004 to 2006.
Okay.
20 months of time.
Right.
Okay? Don't roll your eyes.
Frustrating. I'm not rolling my eyes.
You rolled. Then
I didn't roll.
We hired Alistair. Okay.
I'm dancing too.
Yeah, you're dancing too. So then we hired Alistair. Okay, and Alistair did a whole plan, and he can tell you what happened.
Yeah. So Brian came to us, and I put this up because I need to talk about the outside of the church. We looked at putting in all the housing and the affordable housing.
Right.
For us to meet the building code, we need 7% of the floor area being a window. It's just, nobody wants to live in a cave. I'm glad we got it that way. So what we did is we did a scheme where we came back down here, and then there was another point, not too dissimilar from this, but it was a courtyard all the way through, so we get windows on both sides.
Right.
Critical to the numbers of the apartments and condos working that we cut a lot of holes in the outside of the church. Now there are opportunities, the way that the original architects did it, that we could put them in, and it's false windows, and so we did it. It was a pretty interesting.
It was 8 windows
in this thing, and went down to historic, and David Maloney was the guy we were dealing with at the time. Looked at it and goes, "That's really cool, but you're not doing it." He said, "You can't cut the windows in the church."
When was that?
That was 2006. I keep on saying I've been working on this thing since King John had somebody write the Magna Carta, but it's not really been that long.
So, all right, so at that point, historic is saying no windows in
That was 2006, 2007.
So they didn't want us cutting windows in this thing, and then by doing that, the economic viability of building a shorter building back here with the housing in it just
It only allowed us to get 8 units in the church, and 8 units in a 30,000 square foot building would have meant 8 4,000 square foot units. So it just
would have been great apartments, but from a
well, why then not like a 7-foot high? I mean, it's a 7-story high housing. So you take all the housing out of the church and you put it back there. Why not a 7-foot high house? I mean, 7-story high housing complex.
How do you keep the church going?
I mean, the church can be, I mean, why are you tied to the church? I guess that's another question. I mean, what's you own the property south there. You own the City Paper building, right?
Actually, at that time, we didn't. At that time, the property just went to here.
Right.
So the City Paper wasn't part of the plan. After we got kind of shot down at historic, I didn't think I was going to hear from Brian again. We kind of cross calls in the same day. That this would make a great thing for a restaurant hotel and stuff.
When did that happen?
It was 2006.
So it was just kind of a blip, like, let's turn this into a hotel?
We were trying to come up with as many different ideas of what to put in there as we could. And that seemed to be the...
Well, no one wanted to lose the church. So.
You want to develop whatever you do with the church?
No, actually, no. It came
I'm asking.
Yeah. We would have been happy to do a Barnes & Noble.
In the church?
We won't be here anymore.
Oops. That's not true.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You okay, Chris?
Yeah, I might have one.
I've had 3 ladies, lovely ladies with glasses.
And a grocery store.
2 of them want to ask questions, and then that gentleman with the striped shirt. So, do you want to go?